Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. I am Muhammad Abdurrahman from Park Your Line. Welcome to the today's session that is on understanding the quality management system, that is ISO 9001 2015. So first of all, I will introduce you people about Park Your Line. Park Your Line is a modern and innovative concept of food quality and safety solutions. We are working in different domains of food safety, nutrition, and halal. So under these domains, we are working on different projects. The projects that we are running in market are basically uh, run in collaboration with the different public and private sector organizations and food industry as well. So we are running different uh, programs like as far as today's session is concerned, that is also part of that program, that capacity building program that we are running with the collaboration of academia and industry as well. So along with that, we are offering our advisory and R&D and consultancy services to uh, food industry and private sector, and we are offering our newsletter for students and researchers to publish their research articles. And along with that, we are working on a pilot scale project of food processing. Soon, inshallah, we will uh, prepare our own products with the brand name. So this was the little introduction of about Path Your Line. The topic of today's training is understanding the ISO 9001 version 2015, that is quality management system for food industry. Okay, the main things that we will discuss in today's training is we will understand that what is ISO 9001 and why it is important for food processing industry. We will also discuss its scope, purpose, and requirements, and also the benefits to food industry. Then we will discuss regarding its clauses and the PDCA, that is Plan, Do, and Check Act. Then its principles and documentation and certification requirements. So first of all, we discuss about the quality management system that we call it as ISO 9001. Firstly, we will know what is ISO. As you all people know about ISO, it is an international organization for standardization. It is a non-government body that was established in 1947 in Geneva, Switzerland. So more than 160 member countries are existing throughout the world. Basically, ISO is a Greek word that has been generated from a word isos, that means equality or equal. So when we talk about quality requirements of any standard that ISO presents, so the basic concept of equality is presented in all the standards of ISO. Like if we talk about quality management system, or if we talk about food safety management system, then definitely the concept of quality management, quality assurance is the main thing that we discuss in these standards. पार्टिसिपेंट्स एक दफ़ा कंफर्म कर दीजिए, सबको आवाज़ सुनाई दे रही है मेरी?
जी सर, आ रही है आवाज।
कुछ लोग कह रहे हैं कि आवाज़ सुनाई नहीं दे रही, तो आप प्लीज़ जिनको आवाज़ सुनाई नहीं दे रही, आप अपनी हैंड फ्री वाला को एक दफ़ा रिफ्रेश कर लें।
सर बीच में आना।
ओके, तो हम बात कर रहे थे आईएसओ के बारे में। आईएसओ एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, नॉन गवर्नमेंट बॉडी है, जो कि मुख्य स्टैंडर्ड रिप्रेजेंट करती है। सो आईएसओ बेसिकली क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट और सेफ्टी से रिलेटेड, अगर हम फूड साइंस के हवाले से बात करें तो ये स्टैंडर्ड रिप्रेजेंट करती है। So they have developed more than 18,000 standards for all dimensions of sustainable development like economic, environment, and social. Some examples may include ISO 9001, that is a quality management system. In short, we call it as QMS. Other than that, we can also discuss about ISO 14,000, what that deals with the environmental management system. Then ISO 27001, and also that is ISO 22,000, that is food safety management system that we discuss with special regard to food safety and quality assurance. So this is the basic introduction about ISO, International Organization for Standardization. Okay, now we will, before going towards ISO 9001, that is quality management system, we will discuss that why is a quality management system important. Generally speaking, जब भी किसी इंडस्ट्री में हम प्रोसेसिंग की बात करते हैं, ख़ास तौर पर हम फूड इंडस्ट्री की एग्जांपल लेते हैं, तो फूड इंडस्ट्री में जो भी सेफ्टी के कंसर्न्स हैं, सेफ्टी इज डायरेक्टली और इन सम केसेस इनडायरेक्टली रिलेटेड विद द क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट. So as far as concerned the quality management systems implementation is concerned, definitely it will enhance the safety concerns of that product. सो जब हम सेफ्टी की बात करते हैं कि सेफ्टी किस हद तक है, किस हद तक उस प्रोडक्ट की सेफ्टी कंसर्न्स को हम डिस्कस करते हैं, तो उसमें मेजर रोल क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम का आता है, जिसमें हम देखते हैं कि हाउ टू अचीव दी कस्टमर सेटिस्फेक्शन. डेफिनेटली इसका कंसर्न सेफ्टी से रिलेटेड होगा, फूड सेफ्टी से रिलेटेड होगा. जब हम बात करते हैं परफॉर्मेंस की, परफॉर्मेंस पैरामीटर को हम चेक एंड बैलेंस इनका मेंटेन करते हैं, उनको एनालाइज करते हैं, तो डेफिनेटली हम उसकी कॉस्टिंग की तरफ जाते हैं कि हमने परफॉर्मेंस को मेंटेन करने के लिए क्या उस पर खर्च किया, क्या उसकी कॉस्ट आई उसकी परफॉर्मेंस को एवेलुएट करने के लिए. सो इस पैरामीटर में भी हम उसको देखते हैं. देन इंक्रीज प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी. जैसे ही क्वालिटी इंप्रूव होगी, डेफिनेटली उस इंडस्ट्री की, उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की जो प्रोडक्ट है उसकी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी और इकोनॉमिक्स पे भी उसका फर्क आएगा, क्योंकि क्वालिटी इज डायरेक्टली रिलेटेड विद फूड सेफ्टी. सो इंक्रीज प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी, देन इंक्रीज इफेक्टिवनेस. सिस्टम कैसे ऑपरेट कर रहा है, किन पैरामीटर्स पे ऑपरेट कर रहा है, किस तरीके से, कौन कौन से फैक्टर्स हैं जो इफेक्टिवनेस को डायरेक्टली या इनडायरेक्ट वे में उसको हार्नेस करते हैं. देन हाई कंसिस्टेंसी एंड हाई एफिशिएंसी. सिस्टम की एफिशिएंसी कितनी है, दैट विल टोटली डिपेंड अपॉन इट्स effectiveness and its performance. So these indicators are directly correlated with each other, that will enhance its safety concerns. Okay, now we will see what is ISO 9001 version 2015. ISO 9001 को बुनियादी तौर पे हम क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम बोलते हैं. The quality management system, that in short is called as QMS. Now we will have a brief introduction about the QMS. ISO 9001 is the world's most popular and most commonly used standard for quality management system. When we talk about the quality management system, then quality management system is a generic standard. In later on slide, we will study about that how it is a generic standard. It is equally applicable to all manufacturing, services, and inspection or testing organizations. When we talk about food industry, then definitely the processing of different food commodities, the manufacturing will be involved Along with that, the service sector may also get the standard of 9001, and along with that, the testing organization, the calibration laboratories that conduct different analysis or tests related to food quality assurance that may also get the certification of ISO 9001 2015 version. So it is among the ISO's most well-known standard ever. ISO के जितने भी अभी तक स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं, हम अगर स्पेसिफिकली टू दी पॉइंट बात कर लें फूड के हवाले से, जिसमें फूड सेफ्टी मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम का स्टैंडर्ड है, दैट इज ISO 22000. देन ISO 17025 है जो लेबॉर्ट्री मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम को डील करता है. इसके अलावा जो ISO के दूसरे स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं, 14001 है, 27001 है, या इसके अलावा और जितने भी स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं, उन सब में से जो जनरलाइज्ड वे में डिस्कशन होती है जिस स्टैंडर्ड पे और जो हर इंडस्ट्री पे एप्लीकेबल है, वो ISO 9001 है. हाउएवर जो अदर स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं लाइक फूड सेफ्टी मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम है, ISO 9001 का सॉरी ISO 22000 का स्टैंडर्ड है, या और स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं, वो सभी अपनी रिस्पेक्टिव फील्ड्स में या रिस्पेक्टिव इंडस्ट्रीज में इनकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन है. जैसे अगर हम ISO 22000 की बात करें तो वो क्या है, फूड इंडस्ट्री या फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री या न्यूट्रोस्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री के लिए वैलिड है. हम उसको किसी दूसरी टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री में हम उसको इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर सकते. हाउएवर ये स्टैंडर्ड एक ऐसा स्टैंडर्ड है जो कि किसी भी इंडस्ट्री में इम्प्लीमेंट हो सकता है, चाहे वो फूड इंडस्ट्री हो, चाहे वो फार्मास्यूटिकल हो, चाहे वो न्यूट्रोस्यूटिकल हो, चाहे वो लेदर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो, चाहे वो टेक्सटाइल हो, या व्हाट्सएवर. इसके अलावा सर्विस सेक्टर में भी ये इम्प्लीमेंट हो सकता है. So it is implemented by more than 2 million organizations in some 175 countries. So इसी से आप इसकी अहमियत का अंदाज़ा लगा सकते हैं कि जो मैनेजमेंट से रिलेटेड इश्यूज हैं उनको ये डायरेक्ट वे में ये सिस्टम डिस्कस करता है, इसलिए इसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ज़्यादा है एज कम्पेयर टू अदर स्टैंडर्ड्स. ISO 9001 helps organization to implement quality management. So quality management की जब हम बात करते हैं तो definitely we have to discuss regarding the some principles that govern the quality management of that specific industry. So the quality refers to all those features of a product or a service which are required by the customer. क्वालिटी को हम डिफाइन करते हैं कि जो भी कस्टमर की एक्सपेक्टेशंस हैं, चाहे वो सेफ्टी कंसर्न्स हों, चाहे उस प्रोडक्ट की जो विजुअल पैरामीटर्स हैं, या अगर हम फूड के हवाले से डायरेक्टली बात करें तो जो भी इसकी ऑर्गेनोलेप्टिक प्रॉपर्टीज़ हैं, जो भी इसके सेफ्टी कंसर्न्स हैं, या जो जो भी उस प्रोडक्ट के जो मेयार को डिफाइन करते हैं, जितने भी इससे रिलेटेड कंसर्न्स हैं, दैट विल डायरेक्टली डिपिक्ट इट्स quality. So the quality management means what the organization does to ensure that its products are satisfy the customers' quality requirements. Number one is the quality requirements that are generated by the customers. So every aspect that is dealing with its quality come under the term of the quality requirements. Then to enhance its customer satisfaction, that the acceptability of that specific product by the customer from every aspect, like its safety concerns, like its organoleptic properties, like its overall acceptability with respect to its taste, with respect to its other quality parameters. Then to comply with any regulations that are applicable to those products or services. Specifically, when we talk about regarding food production in our country like Pakistan, and we can see different food safety related authorities are prevailing here or working here in different provinces like Punjab Food Authority है, सिंध फूड अथॉरिटी है, KPK, और इसी तरह बलोचिस्तान फूड अथॉरिटी है. तो ये सभी फूड अथॉरिटीज़ प्रोविंशियल लेवल पे काम कर रही हैं. इसी तरीके से जो गवर्नमेंट जो 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 फेडरल लेवल पे बॉडी काम कर रही है, जो फूड डिपार्टमेंट काम कर रहा है, तो जितनी भी लोकल या नेशनल लेवल की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हैं, अथॉरिटेटिव कमांड है जिनके पास जो रेगुलेटरी बॉडीज़ हैं, सभी की जो रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं या जो रेगुलेटरी रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं, प्रोसीजरल रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं, वो उनको मीट अप करने के लिए हम इस सिस्टम या स्टैंडर्ड को इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं. However, one thing that must be reminded here that this standard is a voluntary standard. This is not a mandatory standard from any kind of authority or any kind of regulatory body. So it should be well familiarized that it is a voluntary standard that one can get or one can decide not to get. However, if any organization decides to get that this standard, definitely they have to follow or fulfill all the regulatory requirements or procedural requirements of this certification. Then to achieve continual improvement of its performance. As far as the implementation of this standard is concerned, definitely we have to follow all its procedural requirements and follow its SOPs that has been implemented by the relevant product standards. So after the implementation, then definitely you have to follow or adopt the updates that are periodically. This system is being updated in different timestamps. In later on slides, I will depict to you how this standard has been further modified. Okay, in this slide, specifically, this has been depicted that the ISO 9001 is a generic standard. The term generic depicts that the same standard can be applicable, can be applied to any organization regardless of its size, regardless of its product, regardless of its service, and in any sector that are performing any activity, whether it is a business enterprise or a public administration or a government department. सो कोई फूड इंडस्ट्री हो, कोई लेदर इंडस्ट्री हो, टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री हो, एनी वन एल्स, या इसके अलावा सर्विसेज सेक्टर में हम देख लें, कंस्ट्रक्शन सर्विसेज हैं, कोई डिलीवरी सर्विसेज हैं किसी किस्म की, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सर्विसेज हैं, वेयर हाउसिंग सर्विसेज हैं, एनी वन एल्स, या पब्लिक या प्राइवेट सेक्टर में कोई डिपार्टमेंटल या गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंटल लेवल की सर्विसेज हैं या कोई डिपार्टमेंट है. Any organization, regardless of size or regardless of its services or products, they can get this standard of ISO 9001. So that's why we call it as a generic standard. So अगर हम ISO 22000 की बात करें तो 22000 is not a generic standard. That is a specific standard that specifically can be implemented to only food sector or food industry. However, ISO 9001 can be applied in to any organization regardless of size or regardless of its service or products, because this standards basically deals with the quality management system or quality management process. One thing that should be kept in mind that this standard does not deal with the products. I again repeat, this standard does not work with the products. This standard is a process or a you may say function operated standard. So any organization deciding that this standard should be implemented in that specific industry, we will implement this standard to its process, not to its product. So this should be kept in mind that this standard is not a product oriented, this is a process oriented standard. तो अगर हम ISO 22000 की बात करें, मैं बार बार यही एग्जांपल दूंगा अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन में, ट्रेनिंग में, क्योंकि सभी यहाँ पे फूडिंग हाउसेस हैं, मैं भी फूडिंग हाउसेस हूँ. सो हम अपने फीड के हवाले से बात करेंगे, क्योंकि ISO 22000 फूड सेफ्टी मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम एक स्पेसिफिक स्टैंडर्ड है जो कि फूड सेफ्टी के कंसर्न्स को डील करता है. सो डेफिनेटली वी हैव टू अप्लाई दैट स्टैंडर्ड इन food industry or service sector. Along with that, if we talk about the implementation of the ISO 9001 standard, so then definitely we can apply this standard to any organization regardless of its size or the or its subsuite. अगर ISO 22000 की बात करें तो हम उसको किसी प्रोडक्ट के लिए स्पेसिफिकली अप्लाई करेंगे या किसी अपने सिस्टम के लिए अप्लाई करेंगे. So the word generic also signifies that no matter what the organization's scope of activity, if it wants to establish a quality management system, then this standard gives the essential features. So this is the very much important word, that is essential features, uh, specifically talking about implementation of this standard. So as far as concerned, this is a process approach. The implementation of this standard is a process-based approach. So there are specific set of guidelines that any industry may follow to improve its system or to meet regarding of its quality policy. So now we will talk about the importance of ISO 9001 regarding the food industry or its implementation of in food industry. क्योंकि हमारी ट्रेनिंग का टाइटल है क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम फॉर फूड इंडस्ट्री. However, ये स्टैंडर्ड क्वालिटी ऐसा स्टैंडर्ड जो सिर्फ और सिर्फ फूड इंडस्ट्री के लिए नहीं है, किसी भी इंडस्ट्री में अप्लाई किया जा सकता है, लेकिन क्योंकि हमारी ट्रेनिंग का टाइटल है क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम फॉर फूड इंडस्ट्री, सो हम अपनी इस जो है ट्रेनिंग का टाइटल उसकी देती रहेंगे. The important role of quality management system implementation has been recognized by food manufacturing companies. This is due to the high awareness of customers on the importance of food quality and safety. So basically, जो अगर हम फूड के वाले से बात करें, when we talk about the food concerns, definitely the quality and safety parameters are of common man concern. So as far as the consumers are concerned, definitely in today's era, every customer, every consumer of that specific product is highly aware about its quality and safety parameters. So when we talk about this phenomena, then definitely there generates the requirements regarding the concerns that are covering its quality and safety parameters that every industry should implement the top most prioritized safety concerns and quality parameters should be adopted and must follow their well established quality policy. So when we talk about its quality policy of any organization, then definitely they have to implement it according to the given instructions that are stated here in this standard. Okay, the food companies that produce safe and good quality products will survive and even win the competition. So there are two things being discussed here, like survival of any organization and the competition. The survival is the first step that any organization will continue to grow or will continue to produce its products or manufacture its products or provide its services. Then definitely they have to enter into the market. Today's market is a much diversified market that every industry must follow the market trends. Okay, so when we talk about the market trends, then definitely there is a huge competition among the producers of the same line. Like if we talk about food production processes, then definitely there is a tough competition in the market. So any organization following the quality concepts or following the quality management system in its true sense will definitely survive and compete with the other organizations. And when we talk about the market beyond borders, then definitely there arises a need to maintain its safety and quality parameters. So that need cannot be fulfilled without adopting or following any proper quality requirements. So that quality requirements may be generated through consumer awareness, through market uh, competition, or through beyond border trade. Okay, so as far as this phenomena is concerned, that any organization must follow the quality principles that have been stated in its quality policy or given by this standard. In 2011, uh, 28,434 companies engaged in the field of food, beverage, and tobacco products were ISO 9001 certified. So this is the database. Then you can consider that in 2011, what was the scenario regarding the certification of ISO 9001. So definitely it will depict its importance. And in nowadays era, we can uh, we can definitely judge that if consumers are quality concerned, if market competition is on tough stage, then definitely there will arise a huge demand for this standard of quality management system. So to incorporate the risk-based control measures in the system, this standard must be implemented. So this is the most imperative thing that any organization involved in food processing or involved in subsist sector in food sector, they must adopt the risk-based approach to implement quality management system through its process. Okay, the primary objective of this system is to protect the consumers and trust building in safe food production and distribution. The main objective of this system to implement this system in food industry is to protect the consumers, because when we talk about food industry and its products, then all the products are consumer oriented. I mean to say all the food products are consumed by any consumer, like it is definitely be a food product, so one have to eat or use that product. So there arises maximum safety concerns regarding its production and at industrial level when we talk about, then definitely its distribution and delivery concerns are also being arise. So in that case, the final consumer that is consuming that specific product is a market driver for this standard. Okay, so all market drivers other than consumers are also being included that may generate the need for the implementation of this specific ISO 9001 quality management system. Other than that, uh, a market driver may be a security issue, like that food should be secure and the competitiveness in the market. As I've already talked about the globalization and beyond border trades. When we talk about the beyond border trades, then definitely there arises the huge demand for this quality management system implementation. So when we talk about beyond border trade, then every organization that concerns or uh, that is uh, caring about their consumers and other market drivers may adopt this standard to interact with the other organizations or to interact with their consumers at international level. So the main drivers, the main toolkit that is required by the food industry specifically or food sector is the most important quality toolkit is the implementation of different quality management system in food industry. When we talk about the implementation of ISO 22000, when we talk about the implementation of the standard of SQF, that is safe quality food. When we talk about the implementation of BRC, that is British Retail Consortium, or IFS, that is International Featured or Food Standard, or GFSI, that is Global Food Safety Initiative. When we talk about these standards, then definitely there are the basic quality concerns that we have to eradicate from our services or from our products. So then definitely we have to follow some systematic or mechanized quality management system guidelines or procedures or SOPs that will govern the implementation of these uh, food industry standards like ISO 22000, like HACCP, like TACCP, like WESCP, or other standards that are being described over here. So this basic toolkit, like 4 or 5 standards that has been described over in this slide, are the basic standards that are being covered under the concept of ISO 9001, that is quality management system. Okay, one thing that is specifically described here is that is ISO 15161 standard that provides the basic guidelines for implementing ISO 9001 quality management system in food sector. So this ISO standard 15161 basically provides us the guide for implementation of ISO 9001 quality management system. So specific, please note down your questions. At the end of the session, all questions will be addressed and answered, inshallah. Okay, so the standard of ISO 15161 basically presents the specific or to the point guidelines for the implementation of ISO 9001 in food sector or food industry or food service sector. Okay, the effectiveness parameters that are uh, being included while implementing this standard are the continuous improvement. This is the most imperative parameter. Continuous improvement will definitely depend upon the updates in the system. The prevention of non-conformities, non-conformities that are being arise during the food processing operations or that are generated by its employees, that are generated by its workers, or other factors that are being directly or indirectly included with the production or processing of that product are covered up here. So along with that, all the focus that is governing the uh, implementation of safety concerns are generated by the customer satisfaction. Okay, customer satisfaction is the end point that any food sector or food industry uh, must give an importance. So customer satisfaction is a major driver in this subject of quality management system. So the quality management system implementation in any food industry or any service industry or any food sector will result in the market benefits. Definitely, as I have already told you people that today's era is market competition era. The main market driver for the implementation of the standard is customers, that consumers of that product. Other than that, different market drivers are there, like the market scenario is one of the major of these market drivers. Okay, the effectiveness of the system can be checked by assessing different parameters, like the focus of the customers, that You all people know that when we purchase any product from market, at its packing we can have a toll-free number or a company contact number that we can place any of our comments or suggestions for that product. So when we discuss about ISO 22000, one thing that majorly we discuss, or one thing that majorly harness and govern that standard, is the customer complaint handling. So in this system, the customer focus, that is specifically talked about customer complaint handling, is the major effectiveness factor that governs the implementation of this ISO 9001 system. So along with that, involvement of different people, process approach, that how process is carried out, that system approach to management, that how the management tackles the system related issues, that how management tackles the concerns regarding the overall system, how is performing. So this is the most important parameter after customer focus. Then continual improvement, that will also govern towards the implementation, and after that updation in the system for continuous improvement. So as far as management decides to improve their system or to improve their process, definitely that they will go through all the process through internal auditing approach. So basically, the internal auditing will define that at this time, at at which stage our system is just like you can say is performing, and what is the performance indicators or performance parameters that may enhance the system efficiency, and how to update the system on the newer versions of ISO 9001. So all these parameters will check the effectiveness of the system. So basically the concept of internal auditing is the most imperative thing that will define how to update the system. So if management is committed for updation in the system and continual improvement in the system, definitely they will follow the internal auditing concept to improve their system. So along with that, the factual approach to decision making, that management must understand the ground realities and facts that are being harnessed, that are being in practice for processing or making the products or system how is working. The actual working will define the parameters for the management to take proper decisions. Okay, so mutually beneficial supplier relationship. This is also the important factor that will define the effectiveness of the system. That how the suppliers, how the second party suppliers, how the third party suppliers are bound with that system or bound with that process, like suppliers of raw materials, like suppliers of other goods, like suppliers of the service providers. Uh, any kind of supplier will be beneficial for the making the system to get in implementation in an effective way. So the comments, so the uh, other necessary requirements that are generated by the suppliers must be given a proper focus in terms to improve the system. So all that depends upon the management commitment, that how much extent is management committed for the improvement or making the system more effective. Also, the assessing the product and process performance, that how our product is performing in market. That is a fact-based approach that management must initiate or launch such type of campaigns that they may understand or they may know about the market behavior of their products. So in this scenario, toll-free number must be mentioned on the product of that specific packaging, that any customer or consumer may launch a complaint or may suggest any improvements, like if your product is not performing well, that its color might be faint, its appearance or its organoleptic properties or its textural properties may disturb. So the customers may launch any complaint or may suggest something new or something new idea according to his or her perception that how this product can be improved. So this suggestion or complaint launch must be handled in a very professional way by management. That management should not keep close their eyes regarding the complaints handling. That will definitely make a proper or launch a proper decision making campaign. Then system and customer based performance, that how is system performing. Then financial performance, that how resources are being utilized, that how the finance or you may say the monetary funds are being kept or being utilized. So these are the all the parameters that will define the effectiveness of the system. Okay, one thing that you people should know, that as I have already told, that this system of quality management system like ISO 9001 is a process based system, not product based. So one thing that is of most importance, that this system is not based on products, that deals with the processes or the systems to improve them with respect to their quality. Like when we talk, if we talk about the dairy processing and processing of any product, then definitely we will talk about the improvement in system or the improvement in process to improve its quality or safety concerns, as being depicted here, that ISO 9001 concern the way an organization goes about its work. It is not a product standard. It is not a service standard. It is a process standard. So, systematic approach should be utilized to improve the overall process or incorporate the quality concepts in that system or process. It can be used by any food product manufacturer and service provider. The process affect final products or services. ISO 9001 gives the requirements for what the organization must do to manage process affecting quality of its products and services. I again repeat, ISO 9001 gives the requirements for what the organization must do. What the organization must do. मतलब कहने का ये है कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कौन से ऐसे स्टेप्स अडॉप्ट करती है जिनसे इसकी प्रोसेसिंग इफेक्ट होती है, और कौन से ऐसे पैरामीटर्स और एसओपीज अडॉप्ट करती है जिनसे इनकी क्वालिटी जो जो प्रोसेस के अंदर क्वालिटी इंट्रोड्यूस होती है. सो दैट इज द मेन इंपैरेटिव थिंग. अगर किसी के क्वेश्चन है तो प्लीज़ आप क्वेश्चन अपने सेव रखें. हम एट द एंड ऑफ द सेशन वी विल टेक ऑन द question and queries. Okay, as we are talking about the process approach to improve the system. So this system emphasizes on the process or a systematic approach to improve the overall quality concerns. That understanding and meeting the customer requirements, what customers require or what customers demand. Definitely, this is an important quality concern. This is an important driver that will go on towards the implementation of a systematic quality approach. Then, how do processes value that measures process performance and effectiveness, then continual improvement of process based on the measurement. So the last one is the you may say as a measurement approach that we may conduct different kinds of testing, different kind of analysis to evaluate or to study the that where our system or process is lying on in current scenario and how we can enhance its efficiency. Okay, there are seven quality management principles that are the basic that provides the basic theme or that sets the basic criteria for the system implementation. Like number one is customer focus. The one thing that is of most importance that customers are the most important drivers for improvement of the system. So that is placed at position number one. After that, the leadership or the top management that deals with the overall scenario of that system improvement is the leadership or management or boss or the CEO of that company that will provide resources, that will provide any kind of monetary funds, that will provide any kind of subsidies or specific kind of resources to incorporate the complaints or to act upon the complaints launched by the customer or any suggestions carried out by the customer. So after that, at number third position is engagement of people. That the people may define for the labor that is working over here, or any analyst or any food technologist or any chemist that is being part of that project to conduct the that project. Okay, uh, the relationship of those personnel, the interrelationship of those personnel with each other, and how the information flows among them. These all factors govern the implementation of ISO 9001, that is quality management system. Okay, at number four is the process approach. In later on slide, we will discuss what is process approach, what is PDCA concept in this scenario. So at here, just that the process must be implemented in such a way that assesses the safety concerns and safety risks. Then improvement, as I have already told you people that the internal auditing concept in this scenario is the most important, that boss or management to how much extent gives the authoritative command to internal auditor or the person that is being employed over that for that project for conducting the internal audit. So overall improvement of the system will basically depend upon the working of the internal auditor. So in this way, the concept of internal auditing is of utmost importance. After that, the evidence-based decision making. As I have already told you people that the evidence that how the testing results or what is the concept of uh, uh, market analysis. And when we talk about the production processing, then what are the physical parameters of that product, what are the results of the testing that has been conducted by laboratory analysis. So all the factual data uh, uh, will told about the improvement, the data that has been carried out or that has been generated by different kinds of testing or analysis will depict the uh, concept that how the quality parameters must be uh, mm, up and down, or how the parameters must be adjusted to improve the overall system. Then evidence-based decision making, and then relationship management. That this is about the suppliers, this is about the third party suppliers, this is about the second party suppliers, that all the engagements that are being uh, in contact with that processing parameters, like any one organization that is providing raw material, that how their product or their raw material will affect the quality of that processing. So these are all the factors that will govern the quality management system. Okay, along with that, there are five requirements for the system uh, uh, to work. Okay, number one is the quality management system, that relates to the obligation that organization to manage quality management system, processes, and documentation. The one thing that is uh, of most importance, that documentation is what that documentation is a worthy, that in the scenario that how all the activities are kept in record. Okay, each and every activity of the organization that is conducting this so this that is adopting the system should be documented and recorded. That without record keeping, this system has no worth. When we talk about internal auditing concept, when we talk about second party audits, when we talk about third party audits, then definitely there arises the need for consultation with those documents or with those records that are being kept or that are being generated while uh, taking any activity or while performing any kind of processing or production, while analyzing any kind of product. Their testing or that analyzing records or any kind of record must be consulted. Okay, after that, the management responsibility. Definitely, management is responsible for any kind of activity. That top management or the boss or the CEO of that company is highly responsible for provision of any kind of resources, for provision of monetary funds, for provision of the infrastructure and building, for provision of technical labor, or like food technologist or chemist. Okay, then a resource management, that requires organizations to manage resources needed by quality management system. The resources are very much important. Without resources, there is nothing to do with, like that. The management should provide the relevant resources for the implementation of that system. Then product realization, it relates to the obligation of the organization's core process, that how and to how much extent the processing parameters are concerned, that how is processing done, that what states the quality policy, that what states the production policy of that organization, that what SOPs or what procedures are being followed to make products or to run that specific production process or to run that system. So all these parameters related to process will govern the requirement for the implementation of that quality management system. Then measurement, analysis, and improvement. As I've already told you people that the factual data that will be generated after testing and analysis from any laboratory, from any analysis, from any testing will refer to the obligation of organization to measure, analyze, and improve quality management system based on the facts or based on the data that has been generated from any kind of testing or analysis. Okay, this is a model of a process-based quality management system that ultimate focus is a continual improvement of the quality management system. That how to update, that how to improve this system will depend upon these four factors. Cumulatively, these are five factors. Number one is the quality management system. This is first factor, then management responsibility, then resource management, then product realization, and after and measurement analysis and improvement that we have studied in this previous slide. So this is a uh, this is for continuous improvement of the quality management system. Okay, the ultimate focus is improvement of the quality management system. Then these factors are or work will work in a uh, you may say in a process or in a cycle form. Okay, there are two drivers for the judgment of the effectiveness. Like number one is the customer, and number two is the requirements. Okay, the customers uh, that will generate information are being highlighted here with a dotted arrow or a dotted line. Okay, the other requirements that are being described here in the form of a straight line or a straight arrow. We may say it is an input. So any requirements that are being required for product realization or processing of that specific product must be incorporated in the system in the form of any kind of resources. Okay, all the information flows in the system in a cycle form. Okay, the customers, that is one of the most important market drivers, will deliver information in the form of a market complaint, in the form of a suggestion that management should be or management must be responsible to get that information or to receive that information from customers or consumers. Then they will process that information. Different resources may be required to process that information. I mean to say, if a customer demands or if a customer demands to improve the taste or flavor of that specific product, then management must provide the resources to conduct that R&D or research and development related activities, and then definitely the requirements of the system will realize that the process must be modulated or not. Then it will be analyzed through the factual procedures like through the analysis by laboratory, through testing in laboratory, and then it will generate some information that may value adding. to the till the end satisfactory level, that the end driver is also a consumer or customer of that product. So you may see here how the information flows in the system, that how the customers flow are being part of this quality management system, and end result is also the customer that will show the phenomenon of satisfaction or unsatisfactory uh, for that specific product. Okay. As far as the benefits of ISO 9001 2015 is concerned, uh, because this system is a market driven system, so it puts greater emphasis on the leadership engagement. Okay, the leadership must be involved in all the processes of the system. Then it helps address organizational risks and opportunities in a structured manner. Okay, the opportunities and risks must be addressed must be addressed by the management to incorporate in the system and to improve or get benefited from the overall benefits of this. Okay, then it uses a simplified language and a common structure and terms. This system is not a more much technical in normative references or terminologies that is being used. Then, because you may say this is a generic standard and it can be implemented in any sector, so it uses generic norms and references. Then it addresses supply chain management more efficiently. This is the most important thing, that supply chain is one of the most important aspect of any service or product oriented company. So specifically when we talk about food production or processing, then supply chain concept is of most importance. So this system also addresses supply chain. Then it is more user friendly for service and knowledge based organizations. Okay, how does ISO 9001 work? It identifies what requirements you must meet. This that I have already told you that this is uh, you may say uh, this system is driven by various factors, as I have told you several times before, that customer, that market, that other factors are drivers for the implementation of or improvement of for this system. So it identifies what requirements you must meet. Customers may tell you the requirements. Through complaint launching, we may know about the requirements of the consumers or customers. We may know about different market campaigns that are being launched during the marketing. So these drivers will govern the requirements for the improvement or for the implementation of the system. Then it does not identify how you meet the requirement. Okay, every quality management system is unique, allows for flexibility, it allows management to stay in the driving seat. That management cannot close his eyes while staying in the system. They must drive the car. This is the most important thing, that they must drive the system, you may say. Okay, now we will study different updates that are being incorporated in ISO 9001 quality management system. With the passage of time, that the first issue was made public in 1987, that is ISO 9001 version, or you may say issue 1987. Then in 1994, second issue was released. In 2000, third issue was released. In 2008, fourth issue was released. And recently, in 2015, the fifth issue was released. Okay, the recertification audits to the new standard. This standard states that uh, every 3 years, the recertification audits must be conducted for getting a renewal of the certification. Okay, this is the requirement by the system. Okay, risk-based management. Okay, one thing that that is much important that we can, if we want to conclude this quality management system in a single word, that we can say it as a risk-based management approach. Two most important things are being considered while implementing this system. That one thing is risk and the other thing is the opportunity. What risks are being involved with the processing, with the production, with the service sector? That any sector we are going to introduce that system in that sector, that is the main driver, that is a risk. Then if we can successfully implement that system in our processing processing line, that I'm using this word specifically with the reference to food production and processing, then what opportunities may be generated while after implementing this system. So these two important parameters must be considered, that this system is a risk based. Then after implementing that system, what opportunities we may create to improve customer confidence and satisfaction, to assure consistency of quality of products and services, to establish a proactive culture of prevention and improvement. Successful companies intuitively take a risk-based approach. Okay, this is the basic thing that consider we should be considered while implementing this system. When we talk about regarding the any food product, then we may say it that what risks are being uh, included while while the consumption or while the utilization of that specific food product, that customers are the main market drivers that may generate any kind or that may describe any kinds of risk factors that are involved with the that product. Other than that, any kind of testing and analysis data will describe the risks associated with that product, like health concerns, like other risk factors that are directly or indirectly related with the consumption of that product. That one factor is consumer, that other factor is a factual approach that we uh, we may consult while uh, performing any kind of analysis, any kind of testing, through laboratory analysis or through any kind of judgment that is being placed while doing the analysis. There are three core concepts regarding the implementation of the ISO 9001 to identify the processes needed to achieve the planned results, then continually monitor the risks, that is a risk-based approach, that understanding cause and effect, then manage the processes and the system using PDCA approach. So previously we have talked on two concepts, that the risks and the opportunities over here. So we will talk on risks and opportunities regarding the PDCA, that is Plan, Do and Check Act, that how the planning will be conducted, how the performance will be done, how to manage and maintain a check and balance on the system, and how to conduct a monitoring on the system, and how to act upon to consider the corrective actions that must be taken. That is the necessary part of this system. Okay, the contents that this system covers are the scope, the normative references, the terms and definitions, uh, the context of the organization, the leadership, planning, support, operation, performance evaluation, and improvement. So, we will study these contents in with reference of the PDCA, that is Plan, Do, Check, Act, that we will study how and from which point the planning starts, at which point the do phase starts, and at which point check and act starts. So we will consider all these concepts. In scope, the scope of the working of scope of the project is defined, that the extent that to how much considerable uh, variation to other standards of ISO, that this standard will be implemented and or prepared to be implemented. Then normative references and terms and definitions of general terminology that is being used or being described in the standard. Then the context of the organization, that how an organogram or how an organization structure will be built up to study or implement this uh, standard. Number first is the understanding the organization and its context, then understanding the needs and expectations of interested parties, then determining the scope of quality management system, then quality management system and its processes. Then number fifth is the leadership, that is the topmost prioritized chapter in this standard, that is the top management or boss or CEO of the organization. Leadership and its commitment, then leadership will definitely provide a quality policy, that definitely they will provide a quality policy framework, that to how much extent we will work or we will run this project or carry on, how to carry on all the roadmap to work or to run in this project. Then organizational roles, responsibilities and authorities will be defined, that whose command is as a responsibility, whose command is as an authority, who have authoritative command, what is the role of the chemist, what is the role of the photonologist, what is the role of the general personnel that are dealing directly or indirectly with the production or processing by being part of that system. Okay, the organogram or structure of the organization has been built up over here. Then planning will be uh, uh, done at the stage, that actions to address the risks and the opportunities, that what actions to be taken, that how to address the risks, that how to address the opportunities related to this system. Then quality objectives to determine, then how to uh, run beyond If the system goes beyond the set objectives, then how to make a planning, how to consider the planned activities to uh, uh, address the uh, mm, address the general deviations that are being concerned while implementing the system SOPs. Then planning of changes, that how to incorporate the changes in the system. Then in sport section, the top management will show its commitment by providing relevant resources, monetary funds, organizational knowledge, then the competence of the personnel that are being involved, that are being part of that system, that proper trainings are being provided to the general personnel, or proper trainings or awareness or competency of the food technologist or chemist that is being part of that specific project. And then after that, how the information flows in that among the participants of the team or among the employees of the organization. Then how the documentation is made, how the all the activities or records are being kept while performing all the activities in the by being part of the system. Then operational activities are concerned with the do part of the PDCA, operational planning and control requirements for products and services, that how and at which stage what control or check marks could be applied. Then design and development of products and services, what products should be processed, what services should be delivered, it should be delivered, how the products will be processed, which method should be followed, or what SOPs should be designed and followed. Then control of externally provided processes, products, and services. Like previously, we have talked regarding the suppliers, the second party suppliers, the third party suppliers that are providing different kinds of services, that are providing different kinds of their products or raw ingredients for the processing or production procedures. Then production and service provision, that is post delivery control of change, release of products and services, control of non-conforming outputs. That after processing of the products, then how to dispatch that products to the warehouse, or how or when or how to dispatch that product from warehouse to the market or to open market. Then performance evaluation, how to monitor and evaluate or measure uh, uh, the parameters that are being conducted, like processing practices in any food industry, like how for example, as we say, like processing of milk, how the pasteurization is being carried out, what is the pasteurization efficiency, how to measure the pasteurization efficiency, and what analysis or test should be conducted to measure these parameters. Other than that, uh, all these evaluations can be made through conducting internal audits, and I mean to say, are formulating a team of experts at the company level. I mean to say, the personnel who have stakes in that company may be the part of that internal auditing team to conduct an evaluation or to conduct an evaluation study, to mm, assess the system efficiency, or for the purpose to make or conduct improvement analysis. Then management will review that internal auditing report to analyze and incorporate any further improvements or system updates. Okay, the non-conformities or the general abideness by the rule that has already been set by that system that is being audited by the internal auditing team must be complied with a compliance mechanism. Then definitely there will arise general non-conformities and corrective actions must have been taken to improve or to eradicate the non-conformities. That non-conformities will be addressed by the internal auditing team to the relevant manager or supervisor finally that will be finally assessed by the top management or CEO of the company. So after all, depending upon the situation, the improvements will be incorporated or updated. Updates will be incorporated in the system. Okay, let me talk about the PDCA, that is a plan, do, check, act approach. Uh, let's have a general introduction about the PDCA. It is a tool that can be used to manage processes and systems. So we have a different kind of mechanisms incorporated or introduced while adopting the PDCA approach. In plan, we establish the objective or define the scope, define the scope of the audit, and create an annual schedule. The schedule may be annual or biannual or unplanned activity. Selecting and training of the internal auditors are also key components of the planning step. Then do implementing the plan or executing the process, which involves the collection of information for evaluation, looking for deviations in the implementation against the plan, and checking for the appropriateness and completeness of the system. This step involves utilizing the internal auditing checklist tool for the assessment and includes conducting a risk assessment of non-conformities according to standard classification of critical, major, and minor non-conformities. Okay. Then at check level, this step includes writing the non-conformity report and assigning responsibility and deadlines for conducting root cause analysis and corrective actions are taken. So basically the root cause analysis is being conducted in check level. Then at X stage, following up with the corrective actions in the check step and verifying that the corrective actions are effective and will prevent future reoccurrence. Okay, here comes the concept of verification and validation. Uh, the validation is depicted with the concept that are we doing the right things, and the verification is described with the concept that are we doing things right. Again, I repeat, the validation comes is depicted here with the concept that are we doing the right things, and in case of verification, are we doing things right. So there is a little bit, but the major difference in verification and validation activities that when we talk about validation, we consult literature and make or generate our plans for processing to be incorporated in the system. And verification, in verification, we consult our plans and verify our activities, that how the system is being performing. So this is the major difference between validation and verification. So the PDCA operates as a cycle of continual improvement with the risk-based thinking at each stage. Okay, when we talk about the contents that we have already here in this slide, apply a PDCA approach that at fourth point the context of the organization, at fifth point the leadership, at sixth point is the planning, and at seventh is the support. Over here we will make a planning to be incorporated in the system. Then at do or at performance level, at eighth point is the operations, that all the systematic approach should be incorporated in the system to uh, to run or work the system as according to the guidelines or set instructions. Then to maintain a check and balance on it, at ninth point the performance evaluation, the check is placed here, and after that at 10th point, that is improvement, the act is performed. So this is the basic concept of plan, do, check, act. The same mechanism is described by a cycle. Basically, this is a systematic approach. So this is here been depicted as a in the form of a cycle, that the organization and its context, these are the factors, the customer requirements are the factors, the needs and expectations of the relevant interested parties, these are the factors upon which the PDCA, plan do check act, will be implemented to be incorporated in the quality management system. Okay, now we will talk about the certification transition. We will talk about the certification requirements of in the system. Um, ISO first published the ISO 9001 system uh, in 2015, that is September 2015. Basically, as previously I have told that the there are 3 years transition timeline for the recertification by being in this system, from 2015 to 2018, transition to full compliance. At 2016 will go for recertification audits to new standard, and at the year 2017 recertification audits to new standard, and at 2018 means to say at the difference of 3 years full conformance to the new standard will be done. At least 3 years time is mentioned over here. So now we will talk about the internal auditing concept in the system. As I have already mentioned that internal auditing is the activity that is performed to audit or to analyze or to check the conformity of the system that is being checked by the internal auditor, that is that may be an employee of that organization, that may be a part of that organization or company employee, that he or she has stakes in that organization. So that may be the part of that internal auditing team to conduct the internal auditing of a specific project. Okay, the organization that is being audited is called as auditee organization or auditee. Internal audits are conducted by being formulating a team of the relevant competent persons that are being qualified on the relevant education and with the proper competency level. So, for an internal auditor to perform internal auditing, he or she must comply the internal auditing parameters or requirements. The system is being followed and the system is being judged upon along judged against the set or given instructions. The internal auditing is done to incorporate any kind of improvement to assess the or to re-evaluate the system for assessing the system efficiency and so on. Upon the recommendations of the internal auditor, the system improvements are being incorporated in the system. The system will be updated. The management is the final decision-making body that will take decision upon how to incorporate the findings of the internal auditor in the system and how to improve or how to upgrade the system. Okay, now we will talk about the certification. So basically, it starts from the monitoring mechanism that the main monitoring or main standardization body is the ISO, that is International Organization for Standardization, that sets on the standards that compiles the standards or principles for the implementation. Then worldwide accreditation bodies of every country are existing, like PNAC, that is Pakistan National Accreditation Council, is the accreditation body of Pakistan. Same like other countries may have their respective accreditation bodies. The accreditation bodies are regulating the certification bodies. Certification bodies are independent third-party bodies that may issue the respective certificates. These certification bodies must be accredited by that specific specific accreditation bodies. Like if any certification body wants to give or deliver any certificate to any industry or organization, that certification body must be accredited by the PNAC. This is specifically with reference to Pakistan. Okay. Certification is compliance with the customer requirements. The compliance that the system is working properly, the system is working and performing as per standards. These standards that are the same that are given by ISO. So when we talk about ISO 9001 or ISO 22000 certification, then definitely there is the requirement for that industry or organization to follow the principles or rules set by ISO in that respective scenario of standard like ISO 9001 or 22000 to incorporate in that their system. So all the process will be followed, like first of all internal auditing, then second party audits may also be conducted, then third party audits may be conducted to assess or evaluate that either system is following the same rules as delivered by that ISO standard, that respective ISO standards. Then that that will be reassessed by auditing and second and third party audits, then making a check and balance of conformity that all the guidelines are being conforming to the set standards or SOPs that have been derived through the system. Okay, it indicates an effective quality system national or international recognition, or when we talk about the trade beyond borders, then definitely there are the basic requirement of relevant certification like halal certification, HACCP certification, or ISO 9001 certification, or food safety management system certification. Then also this need is arise by the through the market competition that is among different national or international brand organizations or brand companies. Overall, the certification will depict the company image that it is a certified company, that it is conforming to the standards as given by the relevant ISO standard like 9001 or 22000 or so on. Okay, the certification process includes generalized way when we talk about the certification process. First of all, implementation of quality management system that our consultant organization will offer the consultancy to that organization to cover the to cover the gaps between the system and the actual scenario, then conduct internal auditing and review results by top management, section of a certification body, checking about the scope of the certification, then first stage audit, then second stage audit, then confirmation of registration, and continual improvement and surveillance audits after getting the certificate to assess or to uh, make sure that the system is being implemented on the same lines that are being described by the standard. So that is all about today's training. The take home message is that it is not enough to do your best. You must know what to do, then do your best. So, this is the take home message that we must act upon it and incorporate in our systems to improve overall system. So, implementation of ISO 9001 was today's training topic. Hope so all people have got good understanding of the uh, mm, title or topic of today's discussion. So here the training ends.